Hello, it's me again, Ray, with another podcast episode. You'll notice on all my podcasts, they don't begin with loud blasting music which blows your head off. And you'll notice, if you've watched any of my YouTube videos, the same thing. There's no loud introduction, shouting and blasting. What I hate about YouTube videos, some of them, I don't know why it is, but some of them will say, "Hey, YouTubers, how you doing?" All right, calm down. I just wanted to perhaps have a look at, like I was building a lean-to on the back of the house a couple of years ago. And I know how I wanted to do it. I thought I'll just check on YouTube, see how other people do it. Perhaps I can get some ideas, things like that. And most of the videos I looked at, they start off with blasting music at me. So I didn't watch most of them. I did find one or two in the end, which was sensible. I don't mind an introduction, but if I want to listen to music, then I'll go and turn my music gear on in the dining room, and I'll sit there and listen to music. If I want to see how to build a lean-to on the back of your house, I go to YouTube. What I really wanted to moan about this week, no, not moan, rant. All right, moan. TV adverts. What is it with TV adverts? I know that adverts on TV and radio are always louder than the music or the program that you're watching. They're always louder. The TV and radio companies say, oh, no, they're not. No, electronically, the audio is exactly the same level. It's not. They're like cheap watches. They lie. The music is quieter than the adverts. The DJ is quieter than the adverts. I don't know why the adverts have to be so loud. Well, I suppose I do. It's to get your attention, isn't it? But I think all it does is annoy people. And adverts these days, the people in them shout at you. Why do they shout? Already the volume is up. They've turned the volume up. Why shout as well? Do they think we're all deaf? One that comes to mind on TV is that Sillet Bang advert. Is it Barry Scott? I mean, that's not even his real name. It's some made-up character. Barry Scott. Hi, I'm Barry Scott. This is Sillet Bang. I don't know what the script is, but he shouts. This will clean your sink. This will clean your shower. Look at this. Oh, a breakthrough. Relax. I always think that when I see him there. Relax. Get some therapy. You need help. Just chill out. Calm down. Adverts going back to when I was a kid in the 60s, well, even early 50s. I mean, ITV only started in the mid-50s, was it? So adverts were new then. But I do remember a lot of the adverts in the 60s. They were calm. There's one that I remember in particular, Fairy Liquid. Do you remember that one? There's a lady at the sink. She was doing the washing up. Of course, this was before dishwashers and before all this sexist stuff. You can't have a lady doing the washing up now at the sink. It has to be a man, or a man and a lady, to make it fair. Otherwise, it's I don't know, it's all gone balmy. But anyway, the lady was at the sink. The little girl was next to her saying, "Oh, mummy, what are all those bubbles?" And the woman would say, "They keep my hands soft." They didn't keep her hands soft at all. Fairy Liquid bubbles, I'm sure, don't do anything to your skin, apart from probably make it bad if you keep stuffing your hands into the water. But it was a calm, quiet advert. And then I can't put the audio clip on, unfortunately, because of copyright. Hands that do dishes can be soft as your face with mild green Fairy Liquid. Sorry about that. You've probably switched off now. I've probably just lost 200 listeners. If you're still with me, do you know what I mean? You remember that advert, the Fairy Liquid one? And do you know what the Fairy Liquid adverts are now? There's that horrible little baby character in a nappy, right? That used to be Baby Soft. That was the idea. It was Baby Soft. Now, this chap comes on, "No more Mr. Nice Baby." All right, calm down again. Aggressive. Why the aggression? Good grief. The original adverts, they calmed you. If anything, it was like therapy in itself. It just calmed you. And it was nice. You'd listen to the music, the little girl at the sink with her mother. It was nice and calming and relaxing. Now, "No more Mr. Nice Man." Right, that's it. I'm going to be loud and aggressive. I think the world's become too noisy. Everything's become too loud and aggressive and noisy. I might be wrong, but I don't remember any adverts back in the 60s that were loud, that blasted you, where you had to turn the volume down or cover your ears, thinking, goodness me, I can't stand that noise. Some of the adverts will have trumpets blasting at you, and it just, I don't know, it just pierces my ears. What's that song, Piercing Man? Too loud, man. And off he trots. Too loud, man, turn it down, piercing. That's how I feel about the adverts. I just hit the mute button, just cut the sound when the adverts come on. Best way to do it. Because also the adverts are so long. You used to be able to just have time to go and make a cup of tea during the adverts. Do you remember that? The adverts would come on, quickly make a cup of tea, you get back, sit down, and the programme starts again. Perfect. Now, this is a good example. The programme ended for the ad break, and someone phoned me, and I thought, oh no, this is going to take ages. It was a friend of mine had a question about something, and I'm chatting on the phone, and I thought, well, I can't be rude, I can't get rid of him. And I don't know how long we were chatting. It was a long time. And when I got back to the lounge, I sat down, the adverts were still on. It seems these days that the adverts are longer than the actual programme itself. Obviously, I understand that the TV stations, the radio stations, they get their money from the adverts. Without the adverts, they'd have no income, no radio or TV station. That's fair enough. It just seems that there are so many adverts now. Can you hear the seagulls again? I'll have to have seagulls as my mascot, won't I? I'll have to put that on the podcast page, some seagulls, because they seem to appear in every episode. But I don't mind that sort of noise. I don't mind the birds and wildlife. Mind you, the seagulls do tend to scream at times. I don't know why they scream. So going back to shouting on the television, another thing I remember from the what I call the good old days. I'm not saying that the good old days were something fantastic. I mean, someone said to me recently, I was talking about programmes and adverts, and someone said, oh, you just want to go back to some 1950s utopia. No, it's not that at all. I don't want to go back to some imaginary thing, some utopia. I just want to go back to a time when, well, not even go back, bring forward the quietness and the calm and the relaxation. Get rid of the aggressiveness. But the kids' programmes I remember, now you won't remember this unless you're old like me, Wooden Tops. Do you remember the Wooden Tops? Bill and Ben, Andy Pandy, all these TV programmes, all in black and white of course. They were quiet, they were calm, and kids would sit there quietly watching them. Everything now seems to be, I don't know, the kids' programmes on telly, they're aggressive. I know I keep using that word aggressive, but that's what it's all about. It is aggression and it's shouting. That's what it's all about. All these kids' programmes now, the kids' adverts. Okay, not every advert that comes on the telly or the radio is loud and shouty, but a lot of them do seem to be. I don't think it can be any good for children to have programmes full of aggression, or adults come to that. A lot of the programmes are violent. I mean, that's a different area altogether. I do understand that. That's different altogether. Probably shouldn't mention that, but there are some programmes that I won't watch because of the violence in them. It's just, I don't think you want to fill your head with that sort of stuff just before you've got to go to sleep. Some of them, is it Midsummer Murders, things like that? Everyone's being murdered all the time it's Midsummer Murders, isn't it? There seems one, if not two or three people are murdered in every episode. But it's not gory, is it? It's there are one or two scenes, but there's no real violence in them, which is nice. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not like the people, a lot of people, do you remember they complained about Tom and Jerry? Do you remember Tom and Jerry, the cartoon, the cat and the mouse? The cat was always trying to get the mouse, trying to kill it or eat it or whatever it was trying to do. And there was violence in that. They get a saucepan, the mouse would whack the cat over the head repeatedly with the saucepan, and the cat would be dazed or he'd sort of collapse. There was all sorts of, I suppose, violence in that, but it was a cartoon. I don't think that sort of thing incites kids to do the same thing, to go and get a saucepan from the kitchen and whack the cat over the head with it. That was different. A lot of people complained about that. That's not the sort of thing I mind at all. It's a cartoon, and I think, in my view, I think that you can kind of disconnect that from real life. That's a cartoon. That really is pretend. But when you see actual real people doing it, that's a different thing altogether. Just going back to shouting again, and some of these YouTube videos, apart from the music that blasts you, you get the chap saying, "Hey YouTubers, this is Fred coming at you, how you doing?" I just mentioned that again because I just had a coffee break and I was looking on YouTube, and there was this chap, he did exactly that. He shouted at me. And another one I found, which was pretty good. It was an excellent video, absolutely brilliant video of how to do whatever it was. But there was no sound. Initially, I saw the chap on a workbench. He was putting something together, just showing you how to do it. It was replacing a battery in in an iPhone or whatever. And he started to do it, and text came up on the screen. And I was thinking, well, where's the audio? Is it just text? I turned the volume right up. I could hear him, and he coughed. And I could hear background noises, but he wasn't speaking. He'd gone to all the trouble of putting text up to say what he was doing. Well, why not just say, look, you take the back off the phone, you do this, blah, blah, blah. That was too quiet. There's absolutely no noise at all, apart from him breathing and coughing and the odd banging around on the bench. I don't know what it is. I don't know why people make YouTube videos. If they're not going to speak, well, I suppose at least mute the microphone, at least turn the mic off or something. But it was an excellent video. It's a shame because, well, at least he didn't have loud music and he wasn't shouting. But that was the other extreme. It was too quiet. Certain things need to be loud. And I mean very loud. Now, you're probably thinking, what on earth is he talking about? All this talk about calm and quiet and relaxation. And now he's saying some things need to be very loud. I'm thinking of Jimi Hendrix. Now, I don't inflict that on other people. I will sit in the dining room on my own and I'll turn the volume up on my hi-fi gear and listen to Hendrix. It's got to be loud. And also some of the techno music. I love that. That's got to be loud. You've got to not only hear the bass, but feel the bass. Now, I don't inflict that on other people, well, apart from my immediate neighbours. No, seriously, I am aware that not everyone wants to listen to Jimi Hendrix, quiet or loud. I don't know what's wrong with them. There must be something wrong. But not everyone wants to hear it. Had an email from someone the other day about the podcast episodes. Not the seagulls that are in every episode, but other noises. Aeroplanes going over, hammering, chainsaws, roadworks, all sorts of stuff in the background that I've been trying to cut out. If there's an aeroplane going over, I'll wait. Well, some of them are so loud, actually. It's that long drone. I've cut that out because it's too much. But they were digging up the road the other day, and I cut all that out when I was doing an episode. And someone said, I like the background noises because it makes it more real, more sort of true to life. You know, you're not sitting there in a silent, acoustically perfect studio environment. And I thought about that. I thought, that's a good point. It does sort of make it more real somehow, I suppose. You don't want that. I don't like that environment. That's that sort of audio, acoustically perfect thing. I like to hear other things going on. So there we are. Thanks to, I'm just trying to find, I've got notes here. Who was that? Oh, there we are. Yes. Colin. Hello, Colin. Yes, Colin from Scotland. Excellent. So because of you, Colin, if everyone wants to complain, it's Colin's fault. If there's roadwork noises, pneumatic drills going off and all this sort of thing, builders working, chainsawing and whatever, then blame Colin. Apart from being acoustically terrible, I suppose, in the eyes of a professional audio man, my podcast episodes aren't exactly correct continuity-wise. I'll talk about YouTube videos, then go to TV adverts, and then talk about someone making a chainsaw noise. But again, I don't know. I think it makes it real. It makes it come to life. Going back to Andy Pandy and the Wooden Tops, I said there was no shouting. The stories in them, especially the Wooden Tops, the stories were nice in them. And Bill and Ben, the flower pot men down the end of the garden, and Little Weed. I won't do the weeds. Weed? I can't do that. Weed? I can't do the weed noise. A lot of you younger people are thinking, what is he talking about? Bill and Ben? The Wooden Tops? What were they? The Wooden Tops were a family of wooden puppets. They were farmers. And there was Sam, was it Jenny and John, I think. The dog was the biggest spotty dog you ever had seen. And he used to go, the biggest spotty dog you ever have seen. And they all lived on this farm, and Mummy Woodentop did the lunch and the dinners and stuff like that. Oh, there was the baby and the pram, and there were stories. There was Mrs. Scrubbit. That's a dodgy name. Mrs. Scrubbit. She was the cleaner. She came in and did some scrubbing on the kitchen floor. It was all very nice, very calm again. As we're not bothering about continuity, let's go back to adverts. Do you remember that dreadful, dreadful advert? I think the worst advert of all times. It was double glazing, wasn't it? Windows. And there was this chap. He came on and he said, buy one, get one free. I say, buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. And you'd watch that and think, good grief, what the hell was that? Especially as it was so loud. Have you ever been watching a TV programme and you've looked at your partner and this is no good. Shall we turn the TV off? Yeah, we'll turn the TV off. And you switch it off and suddenly the room is awash with silence. It's deathly quiet and it is bliss. It's beautiful because TV these days seems to be a wall of sound. It's just solid wall of sound. And when you turn it off, suddenly that's gone and your ears are left ringing. But there's silence. It's absolutely fantastic. Do any of you watch Lewis? Now, Lewis is a brilliant programme. I love it. And again, I can't play audio clips because of copyright. Probably get moaned at or told off. But I don't watch Lewis anymore because of the music. Now you're thinking, what do you mean the music? The music's all right. No, it's not. Now I've said this, the next time you watch Lewis, you'll know what I mean. You won't be able to watch the programme now because of what I've said about the music. So sorry to all the Lewis fans, I've just ruined your future episodes. What it is with the music, it's too loud. It's not blasting, but it's too loud. You've got the speech from the characters and it is too loud, the music. And not only that, but it's not music as such. It seems to be all the time a sort of descending do, 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 and then again do, 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 do. I'm sorry about that, inflicting that on your ears, but have a look at a Lewis episode. Watch about 15 minutes of it and you'll see what I mean. It's just constant. Every new scene that comes on, it starts do, do, do. Anyway, enough of that. Send you all to sleep, or I'll send you all to the pub. I like having a moan. I think it's good for people to moan. Only on their own, though. Don't moan at other people. But it's good. It gets things off your chest. Gets things out of your system. I'm going to have to moan next week because this Friday I'm off to Butlins Bognor, where there's a music weekend. Now, talk about inflicting things upon me. I go along there because my wife loves the music. She loves the atmosphere. I go because she loves it all. The music, for a start, is too loud. I don't like the food. I don't like the people. I don't like anything. My wife's often saying, what do you like? It would be sort of quicker just to say what you do like rather than what you don't like. I don't like anything. No, Butlins is okay. The music weekends are great fun. A lot of people love them. I put up with it. It's not my thing really, but I put up with it. It's quite nice on the Saturday because we walk into Bognor and we'll have breakfast. Or we go over to Hotham Park. Talk about continuity error and digressing. Yeah, Hotham Park. We go over there for breakfast. That's quite nice. Go over there on Sunday morning for breakfast. There's a lovely cafe there. And what I do is spend quite some time just walking in the park, looking at the wildlife, listening to the birds. It's nice, especially in the summer. It's really nice. And that helps me sort of psych up for the evening's noise. I love Sunday evenings because I know I'm going home Monday morning. That's what I do like about the music weekends. Sunday night is brilliant because tomorrow morning I'm going home. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. My ranting and raving and moaning and complaining. The wind is getting up now. So it's a bit noisy out there. We've got builders a couple of doors away. They're banging and hammering and they've got a cement mixer going. So I think I'll end the episode here. Otherwise there will be too many background noises and you'll switch off. So thanks for listening as always. Wish me luck this weekend at Butlins. I hope I make it through the, where are we going there, Friday back on Monday. I'll tell you all about it. No, actually, I won't. I won't bore you with that next Sunday. So have a good week. As I say, think of me this weekend, and I shall see you next Sunday. Bye-bye for now.